MNFM Unsigned Music News.
Hi guys, I'm Ogg Dude from MNFM.
And I'm Adam.
And this is the new format of our show. We thought we'd make the podcast a little bit shorter and be all about the music, and we'd move the other sections outside of the podcast into a new video format.
Yeah, finally putting a face to the voices you've heard on the podcast.
Definitely, we thought we'd change things up a little bit, see if we make it more entertaining for you. Hopefully we'll,
Yeah, so this video is going to be about the news. First up on the news, Dave Grohl has unfortunately had to cancel all the shows that he was going to do because he's broken his leg on stage. But like the legend he is, he carried on playing, and I think that's pretty awesome, to be fair.
Like a pro.
Yeah, very much like a pro. Unfortunately, that means he's not going to be playing Glastonbury, and was it Florence and the Machine that's going to be doing it?
Yeah, Florence
and the Machine, yeah. So he said he wants to play the shows again, but he doesn't know when. But, you know, that's it from that story.
Well, it's unfortunate for all Glastonbury goers that he won't be headlining, because I presume, a headline band like that, a lot of people were looking forward. But I'm sure he'll do some kind of...
Well, I saw him a couple of weeks ago at Manchester, and if he'd have broken his leg before or after, I'd have been gutted. I've seen him, so they were great.
And in other news, Apple are to release Apple Music on the 30th of July.
Yeah, indeed they are, yes.
And it should revolutionise the streaming services. I mean, it's definitely something, maybe not innovative, but definitely something new, and it's definitely a big competitor with Spotify.
Well, yeah,
certainly.
I was reading an article before, and it was sort of saying that Apple are embracing the fact that people aren't paying as much for music these days. You're saying you're going to have to pay a subscription for it, but, it's... they're finally embracing the streaming industry now, which has been around for years and which they just haven't been a part of.
And interestingly enough, they have introduced new kind of guidelines and regulations for mastering audio, which goes against kind of like the result of the loudness war, which was louder music. So now we're going to have more higher quality music with more dynamic range. Should be really cool.
It should be very interesting.
All right, what else have we got?
Okay, so Marilyn Manson has announced a 4 UK date tour. He'll be playing London, Wolverhampton, Glasgow and Manchester. I saw his set download and I was blown away. First time I'd ever really listened to Marilyn Manson, and he was awesome, really awesome, he played song Third Day of a Seventh Binge. Seriously, I was hooked on him ever since he played that one, so I'm really looking forward to that, and if I get a little bit more into him, I might be purchasing tickets still for it.
Yeah, you played me the new song before, and it was different to what I expected. It's not kind of what one would expect of Marilyn Manson, but it was a good tune nonetheless. I mean, it just took me a little bit because I'm used to songs like the Nobodies and the old stuff from back in 2000, I guess. So he's changed a lot, but one is to expect that with the times. And in other music news, Bruce Dickinson has been quoted as saying punk is rubbish.
Yeah, I don't know if I really agree with that statement, to be honest. I mean, punk's about, standing up against the government, revolution, everything, I don't know if it's rubbish. I think it is needed in today's society, especially, with all the protests going on and all the cuts being made and the modern politicians, I can't trust them.
Well, he said something like... the art establishment, the closest thing they got to liking metal was punk, and it was very much an art establishment thing. I don't completely agree with that, but I can see why guys from that kind of metal genre wouldn't like punk.
Well, I enjoy a bit of punk every now and then, and I think it is important for the revolution. Let's get that going. Let's start it right now on MNFM.
But in other Iron Maiden news, they're to release their 16th studio album.
Yeah, indeed they are. Book of Souls, it's going to be called. That's due out on the 4th of September.
Yes, on the 4th of September.
Really looking forward to that.
Really looking forward to it. And it's going to be a double album. So twice the musical pleasure.
Yep. It's been 5 years since they've last brought out Final Frontier. That was a great album, and if it's anything as good as that, it's going to be great.
Well, I think they went on record to say that the same Iron Maiden magic was still alive.
Oh, excellent. So
really, really looking forward to that album. Fear Factory have released a new lyric video on YouTube for the single Soul Hacker. Really, really good tune, and it's got that kind of Fear Factory sound from the old days. And that'll be from the album Genexus, which is due to be released on August the 7th.
I've never really listened to Fear Factory. I suppose I probably should, now that I'm doing this show and everything. Don't know if it's my type of music, but I'll definitely give them a listen.
I think it was an older generation that really listened to Fear Factory.
Oh, right, okay. Well, next up, unfortunately, we've got some very sad news. The guitar tech for Black Veil Brides and Asking Alexandria has unfortunately passed away this weekend. Very sad news. I didn't say how he died or anything. I think he said it was in his sleep. Really sad, and my condolences to his family. It's horrible when someone young dies. Again, just hearts go out to his family and everything.
It's always sad to hear when something like that happens.
Yeah. So, Sebastian Bach has also stopped a show this week after a guy jumped on stage. I think the guy was just being a bit of an idiot, stole his set list. It's not cool to jump up on stage at a gig. You should know that if you're going to gigs. Don't do it unless you're asked to go up on stage. It's never cool, Look at Lamb of God, with the whole incident where unfortunately a fan died. It's just don't do it, guys. Really, it's not worth the hassle.
No, it's not quite clear in the video what actually happened, whether he was pushed or whether he kind of like ran off.
Yeah, I have seen the video and it does look it could go either way. You don't know if he was pushed or... also, a woman was hurt in the crowd as well, so, I don't think anyone was majorly injured, but, it's just something stupid, you just don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it, guys, when you risk your own health and the health of others.
Exactly.
It's not worth it. I mean, I know it's Sebastian Bach's playlist, but don't do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
At the time, he needed it.
Okay. And on this day, which is the 18th of June, back in 1984, Judas Priest were banned from playing Madison Square Garden. The fans ripped up $250,000 worth of seating and stuff, and the ban's still in effect as today. They're still not allowed to play there. It's kind of a funny story. I know it's not if you're the one that's pumped all the money into it, but it's kind of a funny story.
It was Judas Priest. What did he expect?
Yeah, amazing band.
So what else have we got for the news?
Well, Courtney Love is trying to stop a new documentary film that's coming out called, sorry, bear with me 1 second, guys, Soaked in Bleach. It's got a load of conspiracy theories about Kurt Cobain's death and everything, which I just think's rubbish. I don't think any of it's true. I think if she had done it, as everybody says she has, the police would have got her years ago,
Given the state of mind she had at the time, because we all know what happened at the time, like what they were on and stuff, do you really think she could get away with murder?
No, I don't think she could either, man, but,
If she did something, she would have been arrested for it. She wasn't. There was no evidence to suggest that she did, so let it go.
Again, we've got some more sad news of people going into hospital this week. The Of Mice and Men frontman has been hospitalised. I didn't say what it was for on the source that I was using, but he said to have been had surgery on the 15th. I hope he gets well soon as well. Yeah, so... and again, another artist that has been in hospital this week is Lou Reynolds from Enter Shikari. He went into hospital with a extreme panic attack. Again, hope he gets well soon, So...
Yeah, hope you get well soon, dude. And Dragon Force are set to play at the Square in Harlow, Essex, to kind of highlight the closure of live venues across the UK. And I hope it works, because it's sad to see it when a live venue goes. I mean, where do you go once one shuts? We've already got limited options. If more go, then what do you do?
Well, it is sad that it's happening, even around where I live, Shotton Way, there's not that many places to go, really. There's a few, don't get me wrong, but, we're not exactly overloaded with choices or anything, so...
Well, Wrexham's a fairly big town, and there's the Central Station.
That's pretty much it. A few bands play the William Aston Hall, but they're normally bigger, more established bands, and it costs a little bit more coin to get in.
Well, there was a Save Seren as well, but that almost was closed down, so... It's happening all over the place. It's not good. It's bad times.
Yeah. Also, Alex Lifeson from Rush has said that Rush might not be doing any more tours after this last one. I said, I know Alex Lifeson's got quite bad arthritis, which it can't be fun going round. Plus, the guys are in the 60s, it can't still be the same level of excitement, going round on tour. They did say they're going to do shows every now and then, but they're not going to be doing these big, massive tours or anything like that. But, and also when they play, they don't have any support bands or anything. They just play for like 3 hours. It's like a 20-minute break in between, but it's like 3 hours of playing. It's pretty intense. It's not.
And maybe the solution would be to bring support acts with them, so they don't have to do a half-hour, 1 hour
maybe,
set.
yeah. But they got so many great tracks, and I don't think the support band's needed for them.
That is true. When they got such a great back catalogue.
Yeah.
Have we got any more news?
Neil Young is upset that Donald Trump has used his "Rockin' in the Free World" for like a presidential election. I don't know. I don't think Donald Trump's running, but I think he's supporting their version of the Conservatives. I think Republicans. Yeah.
I don't
Get
know.
a
I
nod
don't follow
from me,
politics.
Yes, I don't follow American politics practically, but and he's the right to do it. If he doesn't support him, you can cut him out anytime he likes. So I think that's pretty much it that I've got from the news.
And that's it from me. No more news from me. So
Okay.
that's it. This week's news. There's probably a lot more news out there, but that's what we chose to cover.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, until next time, take care and
Yes.
see you later.
See you next week, folks.